I must admit, it's getting boring where this Viktor Gyökeres to Arsenal or Man United or wherever you read in terms of his transfer departure away from Sporting Lisbon is concerned. Nonetheless, apparently, no clue on the credibility, but if you believe Record Portugal, Arsenal have submitted their first official bid for Viktor Gyökeres, 55 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons. The offer was made during a meeting yesterday. Yesterday would have been Wednesday. Obviously, there was talk around Gyökeres' agent and Andre Alberta having a meeting, and I know you're all seeing the fallout with Sporting Lisbon and Gyökeres. If you haven't, check out the other videos. Sporting are expected to reject it, maybe just out of pure spite, if I'm honest with you. It does seem like it's turning quite ugly between the figureheads at Sporting, Gyökeres' agent, and Gyökeres himself, because I know that we'll go over it again, but you would have seen him put on social media, there is a lot of talks at the moment. Most of it is false. I'll speak when the time's right. So it's turning messy and ugly, if I'm completely honest. What do you lot make of it, people? Now, apparently, Gyökeres' agent furious as Sporting hike transfer price after Man United approach. Sporting Lisbon raised their asking price for Gyökeres after Manchester United made a recent approach for the striker. Football Transfers has been told, leading to a furious reaction by the player's agent. It's understood that Sporting president Federico Varandas directly told Gyökeres' agency, HMC, in January that the Sweden star would be allowed to leave the club in the summer for 70 million euros, a figure which was reported publicly and related to interested teams such as Arsenal and Liverpool. However, Football Transfers has learned that United made contact with Sporting in recent days over a move for Gyökeres, which led to HMC abruptly being told the player's valuation had increased. This has triggered a furious reaction from Gyökeres' agent and led to a heated exchange with Varandas, with one source describing the language used as very strong put. The decision to rise Gyökeres' asking price after United's interest has not gone unnoticed and has caused fresh tension, regardless if it seemed as a change in strategy or an intentional play for leverage. Talks are expected to continue this week between Gyökeres' agent and Sporting, but relations are said to be strained between both parties, with plenty of Premier League sides closely monitoring the situation. Gyökeres denounced his false rumours after Arsenal made concrete bid, as we've seen, people. We've gone over the interview that's been done by the Sporting Lisbon person. Once again, check out the previous vids. The Sporting president was adamant that his side would not accept blackmail and insults, seemingly giving fuel to speculation of tension between Gyökeres' rep and the Portuguese side. He also said Sporting would not accept any offer of 60 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons. Reports in Portugal have also claimed Arsenal submitted a first offer to Sporting worth 55 million euros and 10 million euros in add-ons. You'd imagine that's going to get rejected, even after comments by Varandas claiming they would reject such an offer, suggesting this is a saga likely to drag on in the coming weeks. So there you have it. Gabriel Magalhães apparently has been on a podcast in Brazil or something, and good news for us, he expects to be ready for pre-season. My injury is 3 months and it's been 2 months ready. I'm already running on the pitch. I'll be ready for the start of pre-season. That's music to my ears so far. Arsenal are preparing for crucial internal discussions this week that will shape their summer transfer business, with 2 high-profile targets, Benjamin Sesko and Real Madrid's Rodrygo. The Rodrygo thing, I hope to go down wrong, people, but we all know we're dream chasing. Nonetheless, for you lot, I'll read this. Sources close to the club have revealed to Football Transfers that Mikel Arteta is convinced about signing Rodrygo, the Brazilian winger, and is eager to bring him to the Emirates. However, Arsenal's pursuit of the 24-year-old is heavily dependent on how they structure their ongoing relations with Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko, whose 80 million euros release clause represents a significant financial challenge. If you're going to get players of a certain caliber, whether they're young and emerging talents or established names like the Leaos, the Rodrigos, the plenty of players we're linked with, whether their release clause is a lot and their wages is a lot, whether their release clause is quote unquote affordable, but their wages seem a lot like Nico Williams, or what we're told anyways, who knows. Arsenal are actively trying to work out a deal with Leipzig that would allow them to manage the budget required to complete both transfers. The coming week will see Arsenal's hierarchy weigh up the possibilities, looking for a way to secure Sesko's signature while leaving room to pursue Rodrygo. And again, that is being said. Ironically, we spoke about Gabriel Magalhães. He signed a new deal where the Trossards and Parteys of this world, away from the Sakas, the Miles Lewis Kellys, the Weneris, the players that we'd love to wake up tomorrow and they've signed a new deal. Speculation over Trossard and Partey in particular still remains. Speaking of Thomas Partey, he's hinted he could leave Arsenal this summer after suggesting finances will play a part in the decision over his future. Smash the like button. Would you let Partey leave? Do you think it's crucial the 31-year-old who is out of contract, and Arsenal did announce that was still ongoing in discussions over a potential renewal, should stay? Apparently, Partey has stalled on signing a new contract amid transfer interest from Barcelona, while the impending arrival of Martin Zubimendi may limit the Ghanaian's game time, and he refused to commit his future to the Gunners while speaking on international duty. To be fair, he is going to keep his cards close to his chest. The first thing is where you are happy and where you feel at home. At the end of the day, you've been in football, you've been in different teams. Then it's about what is your next objective and what you want to achieve. You still have to look at all of this. And at the end of the day, we all have a family that needs money. This is our mind. We are not getting younger. There are a lot of things where you have to look now with a family where you want them to be happy. When you go out, nobody is going to destroy your family. These are things you have to look at. When you are young, you are just anywhere. I'm an Arsenal fan. I can't decide anything, and I just leave it to my agent and the club. I just want to enjoy football. What do you lot make of that then, folks, man? What do you lot make of that? Apparently, negotiations have hit a roadblock where Sesko's concerned. The German club Leipzig are still adamant they want their 65 million asking price. David Ornstein has said a number 9 is our priority as well as a wide player. We obviously were interested in Sane. He won't be joining us. I don't think there's anybody much higher in their thinking than Nico Williams. We need to pay close attention to that situation. Then you have somebody who clearly has admirers inside Arsenal, Rodrygo. The noises are that he has to have a conversation first with Xabi Alonso. No doubt Arsenal will look at the situation, but what about the finances involved, which is the bottom line, people? And again, people, he said we're trying to get certain incomings over as well as new deals. Arsenal are working on the 9 position every day. These things are not as simple as we, the public and media, might think or want to imagine. They've got to get this right. It is a boring answer. Sesko, Gyökeres and Watkins are high among them. There will be so many different factors involved on the pitch, off the pitch, football, finance, financial, transfer fee, structure within the transfer fee, add-ons, bonuses, salary, agent commission. Respectfully, Ornstein, I'd imagine most football fans know those things go into any sort of transfer. We see the reports of some dialogue with Leipzig and the reps of Sesko. That's normal. The numbers, release clause, gentleman's agreement, payment terms, similar with Gyökeres and Watkins. We're not aware of any other candidates. You cannot really put a timescale on it. I'm sure Arsenal want to make developments this week, next week, as soon as possible. A lot of the work goes in this, and we clearly don't have a conclusion just yet. Well, so nothing's going on. We've gone over Zubimendi before, how we want to stagger the payments, and that's still expected to go through in July. We have been linked with Jarell Hato of Ajax. I would love that. It will apparently cost 100 million euros if you want to sign Rafael. We're expected to get the Kepa deal over the line. Bayern Munich are apparently the front runners in getting Nico Williams. Chelsea, Arsenal still remain of interest, people, and Bilbao haven't ruled out giving him a new deal. Sunderland have just been promoted, so I don't buy too much into this, but apparently Liverpool are one of 7 Premier League teams looking at signing Chris Rigg, apologies. They just sold Bellingham as well, Bellingham Jr. of sorts, or the younger brother. The Sunderland teenager is also on the radar of Man United, Arsenal, Everton, and West Ham, apparently, people. So yeah, reports out of Portugal, apologies, are still backing up claims that apparently we've bidded for Gyökeres. I don't think anyone here believes that. Milan hold talks over Arsenal duo in London. According to reports in Italy, a Milan rep met with Arsenal's directors on Wednesday to discuss Zinchenko and Kiwior. Zinchenko free to go. Kiwior, I understand it. You've played in Italy. You might get regular football. AC Milan's a big club, but I try and keep Kiwior. But if he makes it clear he wants to leave, you know what has to happen. Milan are interested in Arsenal defenders Zinchenko and Kiwior. The Rosary held talks with the Gunners through one of their reps on Wednesday. Are we going to let both go without bringing in any incomings? I'd imagine Zinchenko doesn't feature too high on that. Apparently, Milan are in need of defensive reinforcements. They conceded more than 40 goals. I'm not sure Zinchenko is going to help you decrease that. Kiwior potentially could. So, yeah, apparently a meeting said to have taken place in London. But at this point, the rumours are getting repetitive, if I'm honest with you. And then you look at Arsenal. Apparently, TBR Football is saying on the Sesko and Gyökeres stuff, Sesko knows Arsenal have maintained contacts with Gyökeres, and it's true the Gunners have held talks over the sporting striker. At no point have Arsenal called off talks, but clearly, as we know, they have progressed further as they have, and they're talking to Leipzig, but they are not talking to Sporting yet. So, yeah, they talked to Gyökeres' camp today, but I am told they've spoken to Leipzig too. They are really progressing with both, but Sesko still further forward at this point. So it's saying things essentially as swings and roundabouts.
Always